Hello guys, my name is Jack Kim and I'm a Korean English tutor, and this is Inco Story, that is English Korean history. So you can learn about Korea and Korean history in English. You can catch the two birds with one stone. So please subscribe to our page before watching the video. Thank you so much. Okay, so let me start with Great history. So as you know, in the ancient time, there were three countries in Korean Peninsula, and they were 고구려, 백제, and 신라. And each country had their own most famous, the most representative kings. And with no doubt, undoubtedly, 고구려 had the great king 광개토, and 백제 had King 근초고, and they were the great conqueror in 고구려 and 백제. And who was in 신라? And less famous than the previous kings, but 신라 also had King Jinhung, and he was the 24th king of 신라. So like the great King 광개토 and King 근초고, King Jinhung greatly expanded the territory of 신라. So he can be like comparable to great King 광개토 and King 근초고. So look at the picture. So that map shows the territory of 신라 when he was the king. So King Jinhung expanded the territory to the north and to the west. So to commemorate his achievement, maybe some kinds of monuments were built, and they are called 순수비 and 적성비. And they still remain, and they are one of the most important, precious national treasures. And apart from the expansion of the territory, King Jinhung also, he was very interested in culture and history. So he entrusted 거칠부 with publishing history, and he also entrusted 우르 with composing songs. So 거칠부 published the national history of 신라, and 우르 composed some famous songs. And another achievement of King Jinhung was he created 화랑도, and 화랑도 is still famous. And 화랑도 was like the educational institution where young people took education and military training. So many politicians from 화랑도 had great influence on the society of 신라. And King Jinhung also created 황룡 Temple, and it was the biggest temple in 신라. And 황룡사 9층 목탑 still remains. So that is also very famous and most famous, like one of the most famous, important national treasures. Okay, so today's great Korean history figure is King Jinhung. So if we want to have the Korean script for this video, you can send me an email. So please enjoy the video to know about the history of 신라 and the history of King Jinhung. Thank you so much.
King Jinhung, who led the glory days of Silla. King Jinhung was the 24th king of Silla, and he was born in 534 and died in 576. He became the king in 540, and his age was only 7 years old. He was the nephew of King Bubhung, who was the 23rd king of Silla. As King Bubhung died without having a son, he succeeded to the throne. He was inducted into the king at the age of 7, so his mother acted as the regent, and, in 551, he himself started to govern the country. When he became the king, Baekje and Silla maintained a good relationship. King Dongsung, who was the 24th king of Baekje, got married to the princess of Silla, and it was to oppose Goguryeo by the alliance of Baekje and Silla. According to Samguk Sagi, King Sung of Baekje also sent envoys to Silla, and, in 548, as the army of Goguryeo attacked Doksan Sung of Baekje, Silla sent troops to help Baekje. Although the general of Silla, named Lee Sabu, occupied Du Sul Sung of Goguryeo and Kemhyun Sung of Baekje, making the most use of a chance while Goguryeo and Baekje were getting into war. In 551, the joint forces of Baekje and Silla attacked Goguryeo, so Baekje retrieved 6 regions around Han River Basin, and Silla also occupied 10 regions around the upper stream of Han River. However, 2 years later, King Jinhung had the general, named Kim Muriauk, attack the territories that Baekje had occupied from Goguryeo, and, in the end, Silla took the regions near Han River Basin. At that time, King Jinhung was 20 years old, and he was ambitious to expand the territory of Silla. In revenge for it, in 544, King Sung of Baekje attacked Kwanson Sung of Silla, and it was a fierce war. Although Baekje temporarily occupied that fortification, Silla soon retook it, and, in that war, King Sung of Baekje died, and about 29,000 of soldiers of Baekje died. He also attacked Goguryeo and expanded the territory to the north. He also completely conquered Gaya in 562. As a result, in the time of King Jinhung, Silla had the largest territory, and 4 monuments were built in regions which were newly taken by Silla. They are called Sunsu-bi and Juksung-bi each. Apart from the expansion of territory, he achieved other attainments. Hwarangdo was established by him, and he also organized administrative systems to control the expanded territory. The military and administrative systems were also rearranged by him to strengthen his royal power. As he was interested in culture and study, he had Gu Chulbu publish national history, and Wu Ruk compose some songs. He also protected and encouraged Buddhism, so the biggest temple named Hwangryongsa was built in his time. While he was the king, he used the 3 different era names, and they were Kaikuk, Dachang, and Hongjae, and it was possible because he was a king who showed outstanding achievements domestically and internationally. In 576, he died at the age of 43. King Jinhung, who led the glory days of Silla,